he's got cowboy gear on, and he's got this cowboy hat and cowboy boots, and he's got a belt buckle. And I said, hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm from Texas. And I don't know if you know this, but that belt buckle you have there in Texas, you'll see those a lot. He's like, yeah? I said, yeah. The bigger the belt buckle, the bigger the badass of cowboy. Because those are not just clothing, accessories, they're trophies. If you are in a rodeo or a roping and you win, that's the prize. You get a big belt buckle. So you're showing off how your skills when you're wearing that. And so if you got a big belt buckle, you're a really good cowboy. And you got a pretty big one there. And the kid goes, I know, I won it at a rodeo.
You dummy.
Once we were spacemen.
I tend to play weird people, usually aliens and robots and things that don't have romance.
I once didn't get a job where they were looking for a Nathan Fillion type. Once we were spacemen.
Once we were spacemen.
I'm pointing at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Once We Were Spacemen. Because once we were spacemen, and still we are spacemen, and so are you. Because this big ball of dirt and water called Earth is itself a spaceship, and we're all flying through this crazy space alone together. In a group, feeling alone, but still we are in space, and we're men and women also, and whatever else you want to identify as. Now, Judith, blast off!
Alone Together.
Yep, that's the name of my album. It's that was the non-hit single, but you know, I like to recycle it and remind myself that I put out that album.
Alone Together. Finally not finished.
How you doing, buddy?
We had Edie Patterson as a guest on our last episode. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what order these are going to come out in, but we have already recorded an episode with Edie Patterson, and she talked about doing a show. I went to the show.
How was it?
It was very rewarding. First of all, she's just the cojones you have to go up and I'm going to do an entire play for y'all right now based on some suggestions from the audience. And I'm going to do all these characters, and as uncomfortable as any scene gets, it's all you. It's all, there's just no one to rely on.
And when you say cojones, are you referring to eggs or something else? Because I think isn't that the literal translation, eggs?
Courage.
Oh, no. Oh, it's courage. Oh.
The Spanish word for eggs is huevos, though both huevos and cojones may refer to testicles in colloquial Spanish.
It's the courage you have to have.
Ah, low-hanging courage.
Exactly.
Pendulous, heavy courage.
So she's
lower with age, swinging low. So you said you saw her.
She was asking for a title for the play, and I was going to come up with like, "Don't count your chickens before they hatch," and I thought that's too long. So I was going to say, "Don't look a gift horse in the mouth," and then I said, "Don't count your horses," and I got nervous, and she said, "What was that?" I was way at the back. I was at the very back row. I said, "Don't count your horses." She said, all right, let's go with that. And I felt terrible because it was, what does that mean? I have no idea. But she used it and she made it work.
You improv'd with her, basically. I mean, of the little bit of improv there is with someone else, she takes a couple suggestions. Is there anything else she takes?
Yeah. She had like names of characters, a place where it was going to happen. There was like 4 suggestions that came out there, and she did a play in 3 acts, introduced a bunch of characters,
wow,
and then tied them all in together at the end. The end was so rewarding because all the elements that she had put into play lined up at the end. It It was admirable. I was floored. That's such a skill.
Yeah, it's a skill to pull it off, and just like you said, walk on stage. It takes eggs.
It takes eggs.
I can't. The only other time I've seen something like that was in Edmonton, your hometown, at the Fringe when you and I went so long ago, and that was when I dubbed it the best improvers in the world were there.
Yes, I have seen some incredible improv, and in Edmonton, some of the most talented people I've ever seen doing improv has been my hometown.
Did she have weird sex and say things that are like gross, even though she's such a sweet woman, you don't expect her to say things like that?
Yes, she got into a very odd, terrible old folks home sex session, and the lighting improviser brought the lights down, and she said, "Oh no, bring them back up. We're not done with this scene." And she followed through. She followed through with that one.
And this is her husband, Dan.
I don't think Dan was there that night because she didn't say Dan. It was another fellow on lights, but I was hoping
Dan was working the camera.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it was
for her
Dan on lights
weird
that time, but
sex scene. Wow.
Yeah, I emailed her and apologized about that. Don't count your horses thing.
She didn't know it was you.
She had no idea. She responded to the email. She goes, "That was you?" Yeah. So
how cool.
It was nice.
How very cool. Yeah,
I sent you a video this morning, Alan.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I was looking at there.
You were looking at a California quail. Now we're going back to I dig birds.
You dig birds.
Not
in the English sense where it's like, oh, let's go get some birds.
Right.
And snog.
Right.
But more like, that bird just shit on my carriage.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what. And I heard I'm in my little kitchen area having a coffee in the morning, and I heard a bird call that I'm not familiar with.
You distinguish? It's not just like a blanket of sounds for you. You're hearing, oh, that's Roy. That's Donna.
Not a skill I thought I had, but if you're just, you're just listening to birds outside, you're always listening to birds. Like, oh, that's such a pleasant sound. You start to get to know, and all of a sudden you hear one, and you go, quack, 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 and you go, what was that? What the heck is that? And that's happened a couple of times, and I'll use the Merlin app to see what kind of bird it is, but if you can't see it, but you can hear it, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, sure enough, it's California quail. Boy, they're cute little Disney-fied looking little birds.
They are. There's a little thing coming off its head. It sort of looks like almost like an anglerfish, how they have a thing that's like baits you. It says, come here, and then they chomp them. But there's just more like a flower or something.
A little dangly thing, yeah.
It's a feather, but yeah. Cool. That was a neat, I've never seen one of those.
I think I've seen, I can't remember seeing that. It was a new bird. I just wanted to share it with you.
The Texan in me looked at that and said, good eating. But then the artist in me said, I'm going to cry myself to sleep if I kill that thing. So
that's the dichotomy that lives within you, Alan.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
Getting a new TV today. Nothing really extraordinary. Getting the TV that's going to go in our I guess it would be a media room. It's not really a media. It's not like a house that has a media room in it. It's just where we're going to watch TV. But the TV's large.
It's a big one.
It's going to be the biggest one I've ever owned. It's so big.
How big is it?
Well, you can't play video games on it because you'll vomit.
Oh, because you get the motion sickness of the shifting.
Because you're too in it. I've had that before. I went to a media room and I saw somebody's media room. I was like, oh my God, they had a PlayStation set up. I was like, this is going to be the greatest experience ever. I put in Halo. I went for just a couple of minutes and then I almost tossed my cookies because you can't differentiate. It's moving around and you feel like you're moving and So I'm not going to do that, but we're going to watch things on it. And
when that happens, Ellen, and you're playing video games on too big a screen and you start getting motion sickness, it's important to just push through.
I've stopped, buddy. Have you noticed? I've stopped playing video games.
Yeah, you're not on anymore.
I stopped. I decided I have better thing. I should use my time differently. And also I am aware of my own addictive personality that I just want to play. I want to play and play and play.
Do you play video games? Do you play games on your phone at all?
Yes, I will do that. And they're the dumbest games you could play.
What's your top one right now?
It's like dots. And you try to knock out squares. It's not like a Pong, or it's like, and each square has a number on it, so you have to hit that square so many times. And it's just about ricocheting dots and just kind of
Pong version of Pong.
Yeah, it's a version of Pong, but I can, like, if I'm on a plane or something like that, I can get lost in that game. It's called Easy Brain, which was my nickname in college. Brick Blast. I mean, they didn't even spend much time on thinking out the title.
That sounds like a soap opera star.
Brick Blast.
Come down to the shopping mall at the Green Garden Valley Shopping Mall. You'll meet Brick Blast.
He's a lover. He's a fighter. What are you looking forward to, Nathan Fillion?
I have
Eating that quail you caught early this morning. Besides that,
yeah, I didn't. Oh, I didn't catch him. I just, I caught his action on camera. I caught him on film. I'm looking forward to. I got a couple trips coming up. We have. We're going to the Upfronts in New York.
Oh, they still do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. So if when you have a television program, the way the networks and facilities that the distributors make money is by selling advertising space. And so what they do every year is they have what they call the upfronts. It's a little dog and pony show to say, here's our fall lineup, everybody. And they're showing the media buyers. Here's what we have in store for you.
They didn't do that with Resident Alien. It was like a bargain bin thing. No. They would just set up a stall in different flea markets around the country. And,
do they have a big sign with numbers on it saying, we're dropping our prices, and the numbers keep flipping?
Yeah, offer us anything. That's great, man. I live in New York now, so you'll be here where I live.
We have actually been in touch with, there's a dinner, there's a wonderful dinner we're having. There's a bunch of lovely guests, and it's a super fancy restaurant. And we have been in touch with Carissa to see if she'll join us.
My wife?
Yeah.
I did. Nathan, I usually do things with her. I mean, we could do things different. We got separate things. Do them, but you could. I mean, I could come. When is it? I'm pretty sure I'm free. I'm just tinkering around the house.
I'm wondering if we have. I think there was just like the one seat available.
One of those fancy places that has too few chairs. Well, cool. If it works out, I look forward to seeing you.
Yeah. We have. I think it's being arranged right now that I think we're having a dinner, and I think you're going to join us. But so there's that, and then I have a trip to. There's a con in London that you and I are going to do.
Oh, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And when we do that, I won't do a crappy English accent like the one I did earlier, where I was saying that bird just shit on my bonnet, or whatever I said.
I think that would be the perfect venue to try out your English accent and see how it fares against other English accent people.
I can tell you right now, it will not fare well. I think, that's something that would get a boo.
You think?
I do. I think it's just an opportunity for people to, you can't just ask a whole room,
Alan, you are often mistaken for being English. People meet you and are surprised that you are not English.
Yeah, that has happened. I had a casting director one time say, "Is your visa in order?" After I auditioned, I was like, "My visa? I think I have a MasterCard." I don't know what are you talking about? And she was embarrassed. She thought I was putting on an American accent for the audition and was doing the whole thing. That was a long time ago.
But that's got to boost your
it is
confidence.
It's quite a compliment. I do best with accents, and like most actors, when there is a dialect coach hired for the production, and they're able to go through your dialogue and go, here's what you do, here's going to be your trouble spots, listening to your voice and listening to your accent. This sound is a tough one for you, so make sure you do these exercises before you come to work. And
you work hard.
Yeah,
I will say this. You work hard. I know
coloring inside the lines, within the thing that I have, I can do well, just winging it. Although I've wung it. Well, I've wung it more than once, and it's come out okay, I guess. But I prefer, a dialect coach. It's always the best.
You do work very hard, Alan, and I think people see what you do and see the ease with which you do it, and don't understand how much has gone into getting to where you are.
Maybe. I don't know. Sure. I guess. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things. You never know what people think about you. You know, because in this business of show, people will say very nice things a lot. And there's even people you pay who say nice things, who are on the, your success benefits them. And so it's best for them. They do the equation. They're like, I'm not going to tell you you're not good. Like I even asked my agents one time, I sent them on audition because, you do things on tape now. I sent them the audition. I was like, hey, I don't know. I can't really get a beat on this character. Give me some notes. And they were like, whoa, hands off. We are not going to tell you how to act. That is not our job. We're not doing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. They're like, that is talk about ending a relationship. Because they could be like, I think you should do this. You'd be like, is that what you think? You know nothing.
It was a trap.
That's a trap. I was testing you. How dare you say that?
I once had a manager, and Alan, I wrote a TV show for You and Me.
Yes, I remember. What was there a title to it?
Yeah.
What was
Repo Bros.
Repo Bros. It was still that was the working title. We'll call it the working title.
Yeah.
Repo Bros.
But it was two brothers who were repo men. But usually repo men are like big fellas who come and take your stuff, kind of like intimidate you. And we weren't those guys. But I was like the straight and narrow business guy who lost everything. And then you were like a ne'er-do-well con man kind of guy. And I said, you're coming with me and we're going to open a new business and we're going to con people out of their things to repossess them. And you had all these cons that you would run to steal things from people.
Right.
And I gave it to my manager at the time. I said, yeah, I'll let you have a read. And he goes, I said, so did you read it? He goes, yeah. He goes, what if they were criminals, but the police forced them to work for the police? And I said, what if you write your own pilot? Here's a little advice. If your client says, what do you think of the pilot I just wrote? Do not pitch an entirely different show for your notes. You son of a...
I had a movie I wrote. Oh, buddy, I don't think you know about this. I wrote a movie when I first moved to LA. So I did move to LA before I moved with Firefly, which I consider when I moved to LA. But I moved... I was doing this. I was so frustrated with theater in New York, and one of the Ruth Williamson, who was in a play with me, a fantastic, wonderful actress. She said, "Hey, my friend, remember Brian Frank?" She said, "He's been around. Big, tall guy. He's now like 75. You can't miss him when he walks in a room. He's like, hey!" He's like, volume turned up to 100. She said, my friend Brian has a place he's managing, an apartment complex, and there's a one-bedroom apartment that just opened up next door to him. And I said, sign me up. I'm moving. And I came out, and Brian and I became friends, and he pitched an idea to me. It was before Best in Show came out. So Best in Show came out while we were writing it, which was unfortunate. It was about dog shows. It was about this guy who's the top of agility dog shows. And he has an accident, and then he falls from grace, and he has to come back and to win. It was called The Show of Shows. I don't remember what it was called. Anyway, we wrote this whole big script, and I found it the other day. It's not great. I gave it to Bernie Brillstein, who was my manager at the time, and I asked him to read it. And he read it, and he said, his only note was, "It's called The Moving Pictures, kid, not the Talking Pictures. Cut half of it." I was like, which half? What?
Was it a long movie?
I'm sure it felt long. For anyone reading it, it was It was maybe, yeah, it was probably about 20 pages too long, like most script first drafts. It was a crazy script. It was a crazy script. It had some funny stuff in it, but it was insane.
I would love to see Alan Tudyk now taking that script and punching it up and seeing like doing another pass.
Nope. No thanks. I'd rather write I'd write a whole new one. Man, this thing's got structural problems. I don't even know. Like it ended up like, oh, it was bad. Anyway, I wish I could give you an example of something that was good in it. But I cannot.
The fact that it ended.
I can tell you this about it. The fact that it was over. There was the lead character played by me has come back and saved the family fortune, which was the butter bacon balls, which were the best dog food at the time. And suddenly everybody wanted nutritional dog food. And so they were on the outs and they were losing all their money. And he has to come back to enter the contest and get back on top to promote butter bacon balls again. There was a jealous brother who was going to do it in my character's stead, but he was allergic to dogs. And he was a boy in the bubble, but he had made a bubble suit and he just walked around like a boy in the bubble. And that was one of the main characters. Like when you're cutting half of it, maybe cut the kid in the bubble.
Bubble kid.
You're going to offend everyone who knows someone in a bubble. It was wild. He and I had some great ideas. Well, maybe they were Brian's ideas. And I was just like, those are good ideas I just had. There's so many people out there right now who are like, I've got a movie idea. You've got a movie idea. I've got a movie idea. We've all got great movie ideas. But do we write them? No. Because you know what? Writing's hard. And even if it starts off easy, it's going to get hard. And you got to get this crunch place. And then you get all these doubts and all this stuff. And it's impressive to do the writing. I used to know Amy Sedaris. We did a lot of plays together back in New York, and she was Stephen Colbert. They were writing a show, and they were always around, and they would always have a thing that they said, which is, write it up. Whenever you'd be like, wouldn't that be cool if this happened, and this is a good idea if we did this? And they go, yeah, write it up. Then write it up. Like, don't talk to me, shut up, write it up, because you're not going to. Or if you do, then bring that to me. It was always, it still hits in my head when I go, oh, wouldn't that be a good idea? Write it up. Echoes
I like
through.
that.
Yeah.
Going back, because I don't want to go too far past it. You're getting a new TV.
Oh yeah.
How technologically adept are you? What would you rate your technological skills?
Right. Well, I told you I play that blockbuster thing, so that's pretty technically. I just this morning was like looking at my wife. We were looking at this stuff online, and I was like, why does it say .co? Is it .colorado? And then she just went space over .com.
Oh.
So
crack the code.
.colorado? Oh God. Does every state have their own?
So,
address?
That's computer stuff. I mean, what about like connecting cables and making sure
this, Nathan. I wish you could see what's in front of me right now with all of these cords and shit for what we're doing currently. There's so many cords that I don't need. And it was a happier place when there were less cord, when you just had less wires. I resent, like most people in the world, Apple, who introduced way too many cords, way too many times, and just drained us of our money just because they could, until Europe said you have to stop.
Yeah, lightning cables are gone now. Yeah,
there've been so many great cables. It's like, what's wrong with that one? And I suffer from my phone. Like, why did you change it? The button was here. And I updated, and now the button's over here. Button does the same thing. You just moved it to the other side. Why'd you move to the other side? I have it over here in my head. I don't want this bullshit. I want that bullshit. Why change it? Why change it? Thank you. Everyone out there who's saying, exactly. I don't need it. And then so many times anyway.
So you're saying your technological skills are jabbing at dots on your phone game.
Yeah, it's garbage. luckily, Carissa, that woman you're going to have dinner with soon, is your dinner date in a couple of weeks, is really good at that stuff. She was a tech person. She danced and then she was a tech person, not to make this about her, but she was running, like when stuff went wrong at Bank of America, she got a call at like 2 a.m. We need to fix Bank of America stuff. Like she ran a company. She had her own little shingle and she had employees under her and she was just doing that for a while.
What? When was this?
Yeah, well, like when she hit 30, she's like, I can't dance forever. And somebody had said, this tech is where it's going. And she was like, cool. And went to Columbia, got into Columbia, took some classes.
Wow.
She's better than me. Yeah, she's better than
Well,
me.
listen, we all know you married up.
Yeah. So she, when downstairs, we have a surround sound. That is because of Carissa Barton. Doesn't share my last name. It's cool. It's not a thing. That she's hooked it up and yeah. She knows how all that stuff works. I have no idea.
I think it's important though that when there's like a couple, when you have a significant other, that you both have strengths and skills that you bring to the relationship, and you both handle things. What's something that you figure that you handle that Carissa does not?
I make jokes about it.
Oh.
I do, like if she goes, this is the sound system we need, I'll go, buy it. That's a good thing. That's like as a partner. And I was like, what'd you want? Go get it.
So your contribution is weighing in.
Or just going, just go get the money.
Sounds good
go
to
get
me.
It. Yeah, buy it. Like, here's the money for it. Go get it.
Okay. All right. This is good.
That's one, that isn't much. That is, okay. Money's a pain in the ass. So it's a big thing. But it's, if that's your only contribution again and again, it kind of gets a little tired. I don't know. When the things come on the TV, I'm fun to watch it with, although I will interrupt it constantly. So I don't know.
Do you pause to interrupt or you just talk over the show?
Talk right over that sumbitch. And then sometimes she'll pause it and go, okay, what? Which is my indication that she really doesn't need me chiming in. But as you know, as a actor and someone who has been on set for a long time, you can't help but, even if you just say, that's a beautiful shot. Oh, I love that shot. Oh, that's great. I love how they did that.
When my girlfriend and I are watching television, one of us will say, okay. And then that's the cue to whoever's got the remote, hit pause. And now we're talking about something. And we engage in conversation for a while, wrap it up, and then we continue the show.
Is it the kind of thing where you're like, hold on a second. That character said this last time, and now he came in and he said this time. Am I supposed to buy this bullshit type of thing?
It can be that. It can be, we talk a lot about acting and performance stuff. We talk a lot about, we talk a lot about that. She's also a very capable actor, really, really good. So we talk about those things. And but we,
of course I knew that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I love that the entertainment we watch stimulates conversation, and then in being entertained together, we also get to know each other. With
Carissa, I think that's good too. I think because you guys are both actors, so with Carissa's not an actor, and I try to withhold my opinion of if somebody is doing a bad acting job, and it's just like I can tell it's my own personal thing. I won't weigh in because I love her and she values my opinion, I think. And if I weigh in and say, this person needs to stop doing what they're doing. They've got a trick and they keep pulling a trick and they're doing this trick and it's not, they're cheating the scene of what they should be doing. Like I'll have an acting opinion, and I don't want to spoil the experience for her. So you
don't want to sour anything for her with your knowledge base.
Yeah. She would probably, if she were here, she'd say, you can tell when I don't like somebody, because I'll probably go, just in a moment. That wasn't. I love it when actors, those are the best actors that you watch. And there are many, 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 many of these actors where I just can't see how they did it. It's almost like magic, you know. It's kind of because it is a craft acting. So like any woodworker who comes up, they're like, man, I don't even see where you joined this wood together or whatever. How know all the process that you put on this to get that look. Yeah. So I really enjoy seeing people. They're just like you can't even you're not watching that because you're just caught up in them being that person.
I love that. I'm going to add to that. Watching someone on screen that I know is extremely distracting. I'm going to use, for example, my good friend Alan Tudyk.
He distracts me as well. He distracts me so much.
So watching Alan Tudyk is very difficult because the lens I have, I see someone I know very, very well. So in order to be suspended in my escape, to be suspended in a story, to be, I wonder where this character is going, to believe the character, it has to be of such extreme quality to pull me out of there's Alan. And you do it consistently for me. And I'm going to bring up one scene. There was, and I've mentioned this one before. You do an appearance in a little show called Premature. It's not like you're plastered all over the movie. You have this one role to play. You have this one function. Alan, that performance was so, yes, funny, but layered.
Really?
Contained. I always say, and this is in drama, it's far more entertaining to see someone try not to cry than to see them cry. I watched a lot of actors, let me show you how hard I can cry. Let me show you how hard I can act.
Right.
When really, people don't do that in reality. People don't cry openly. No, they fight it. They try to do anything else other than cry. They'll laugh through things. They'll try to do. Your attempts at containing true tragic sadness are so funny. And I'll watch it and I'll think if I were making notes saying, okay, this is what I'll do and this is the level I'll bring it to and this is just trying to computate the formula that you put your character through.
Ken, thank you, man. Thank you very much. I let me just to bring people up who don't know, which is 90% of the population, don't know the movie Premature. It is John Carner was the lead. He was a young man when we were working. He's now, I don't know, a man or something. And it was kind of a Groundhog's Day. Yeah. Like you start the day over. But the trigger that starts the day over is he prematurely ejaculates. So that's actually an idea that somebody had, and he went, I'm writing it up, and wrote it, and then got it made. And it's it is funny. It takes place in high school. And I was somebody whose wife had passed away, and he just keeps tripping over his sadness while he's trying to do his job of recruiting for a college. He's recruiting this kid who prematurely ejaculates for a college. And
it's been years since his wife passed away, but he's clearly still very sad about it. But everything this kid says brings him to memories of his wife and his loss.
Here's the benefit that you can't know. Like when you watch that, and I was very sad when we made that movie. I was going through not a depression, but I had a lot of emotion pent up in me because I had just done 42, the movie about Jackie Robinson.
Yes.
And I played a racist who was in a movie full of racists. I was the biggest racist. And I had to say the worst things to Chadwick Boseman. I had to yell them in front of stands full of black people. And it was a real guy. Computer, who was I? Who did I play again?
Philly's manager, Ben Chapman.
Oh, Ben Chapman. Thank you. Ben Chapman, a real guy, and he said all these things. And so I was in Atlanta, this movie shot in Atlanta, and I think I maybe had a week off where it just blended one right into the other, or maybe I stacked both of them. I was sort of doing both at one time. So saying those awful words, it was weird. It was like violence. It really affected me inside. It put me in a terrible mood, made my stomach hurt. I couldn't eat the same. It really affected me. Because I'm sensitive. Mm-hmm. And so that movie, Premature, gave me an opportunity just to bleed all that anguish.
To release it.
About a premature ejaculation movie, which was very nice.
Well, that worked, man. It worked.
Yeah, it just sort of worked out that. So if you're an actor out there, you're like, how do I cry? Be racist. All right,
Jesus.
moving on. I'm writing an acting book. I just need to jot these things down. Yes, you in the front row. I see your hands up.
Yes, I have
Yes.
a question for you, Alan.
Yes.
My question is, when you were a lad, did you and your friends or family trade in ghost stories?
No. Did yours?
Yeah. We told ghost stories. Here's the thing. We called them ghost stories, but usually they were about like maniacal killers or something. There was the one about the couple who was making out and in the car, and there's something comes over the radio and they leave, but there's a hook stuck in the handle of the door because the killer had a hook and they were trying to get in, and he drove away and pulled his hook off. Like that, those kinds of stories.
Yes. I mean, yes. I remember campfire stories, different various campfires throughout my youth.
Yeah. They had, and there was like the theme. There was always like the have you? There was one psycho killer called Fingernails, and I never really understood how, but he would kill people with his fingernails and then leave them hanging, so that the husband would say, "Hey, we're stranded in the car. Honey, you stay here. I'll go for help." And she would wake up to a strange scraping sound. It was her husband dangling from the tree above, and his fingernails were grasped. But I didn't understand how the killer had killer fingernails, but it was the fingernails of the husband that was the scary part. I don't know. I don't know.
I kind of heard a version of that one. Yeah, I got a version of that one.
It was they all had a different story, but they all ended the exact same way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was like scary story. But here's one. We used to go camping.
Can we start a campfire, please?
Campfire. We used to go camping, and
is that an owl?
Every once in a while, that's right.
That's a California quail. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. It's the quail that interrupt. Okay, go on. Wind.
My dad would, we'd be sitting around the fire, and he'd say, in these woods, there used to be this group of family. He'd start a story about how people got stranded in these woods over the winter, and there was not enough food, and they got so hungry that they would bite their own lips off.
No, Jesus.
And he's just going to show you how and they'd chew and they'd eat their own lips, and then they'd come at you, and he'd pull his lips back and go, and then you see them coming at you out of the woods like that. And I'm like, what? I'm sure this isn't true, but now I'm looking over my shoulder into the darkened woods, like that was. My dad would go, yeah, it was these woods right here. Like that kind of stuff. He would.
Jesus!
Yeah,
that would scare you. That'd be scary. That's great.
It was quite an image, like lipless people.
Yes. If I wish people could see what I just saw, which was Nathan pulling his lips back and going, dang, dang, dang. Can we kill that owl, please? Thank you. Yeah, that was scary. We had a thing when I was a kid. But we told like lame stories because I was a little kid. We had something in Texas called the Indian Guides. Did you have this up in Canada?
I think so. Yes, yeah, Indian Guides and Boy Scouts and Eagle Scouts and all those types of things. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, the Boy Scouts and the Eagle Scouts is more legit. I feel like but before you're even that old, you were Indian Guides and you had tribe names and you had Native American names. And we would go camping, and then our dads would just do wolf howls in the middle of the night and scare us. But they were all just wasted. That like once looking back, it's like, oh, it's just the dad's excuse to get away from their wives with the kids. We all sleep in tents, and they just got wasted and ate bacon. That's what camping's all about.
Yeah, it really is. That's the kind of the quality of life you're looking for out there. One of the scariest things that happened when we were camping as children. There was one. My father has a half sister. She passed. So this is with all respect.
Which half?
I
can't imagine she lived long. Just. Oh, this is by marriage or by her.
This is his half sister. So his father passed away and his mother remarried and had 2 more kids, and so there's a half sister.
Oh, I see.
So this is Aunt Jeannie. She had gone through a divorce, and I think she was a little down. I think to kind of cheer her up and to kind of get her out of her funk, my parents invited her on one of our camping trips. We have a tent trailer. Those things, those devices, like a big metal box with a plastic roof, and you pop it up and you flip out the sides, and there's a bed on that side and a bed on this side, and it's up off the ground. It's very comfortable camping. It's really nice. Well, Aunt Jeannie, God bless her, was pretty persnickety and didn't like my brother and I doing all the things we love to do while camping, like, poking sticks in the fire and lighting them up and then waving them around in the air to have the sparks and the smoke. And
that goes under camping.
Yeah.
That's
all those
called
types of
camping.
things. Like my dad used to soak cattails. You know what cattails are?
They are attached to
Like a reed with what looks like a hot dog on
yeah.
the end.
Oh,
but it's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
fibrous thing. You don't want to explode it because it get everywhere all over. But he would soak those in like some kind of kerosene or barbecue starter. I'm not sure what it was. It came out of the square can to get fire started. He would soak them in that, and those would be like, we'd have torches. We could go for a little hike with a torch. Like, we loved it. We were playing with fire, literally playing with fire. We're having a great time. Well, Jeannie didn't like any of that. So he's like, don't touch that. Put that stick down. Bitch and that. And my brother and I were kind of going, geez, man, this is what we do when we're camping. I'm like, what the heck? Well, this particular night, this scary thing happened. I'm my brother and I are sharing one of the sides of the beds of the tent trailer with my Aunt Jeannie. So she's on the inside. My brother's in the middle, and I'm on the far edge where the canvas goes. And I wake up to something brushing up against the canvas on the other side. And it's heavy. It rocks the tent trailer. I wake up, and I hear Jeannie, what's happening? And then I hear this, like a snuffling, like something kind of growling at me, right? Something kind of snuffling, growling, snorting out there. And it's walking along the edge of the tent trailer, coming around the corner, coming around to the front, and brushing up. And now it's rocking up against the tent trailer and pushing, and it's getting a little louder. And Jeannie's getting into more of a panic. Oh my God, what's happening? And all of a sudden, something starts to claw at the door of the tent trailer.
It's
lets out
it's the fingernail guy.
It was a fingernails guy from the other story. And a low, horrifying growl. Now, I'm a kid. I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm going, do we panic? What's happening? But I don't know what the right response is. But Jeannie was like full on panic mode. And something starts to claw, and you can see what sharp, pointy something like scratching against the canvas of the zippered front door, and she lets out a scream. She's screaming, and all of a sudden, zzz, the zipper opens up, and boop, my dad pops his head in and goes, "Hey." Slipped out for a midnight pee, came back, decided to scare his sister Jeannie. She was livid.
Really?
She was Bobby, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna swear to God. And my mom's like, oh, Bob, why would you do that, Bob? And my dad's laughing. My brother and I are dying. And we're going, yes. Now you're having about as much fun on this camping trip as we are. God bless her, Aunt Jeannie. We love her. We miss her. She's lovely.
She's still around?
No. We miss her entirely.
I thought you missed her because you didn't talk to her anymore after that. You're like,
It was our last camping trip together. That's for sure.
I bet. Wow.
I don't know why I just didn't want to come on any more camping trips with my dad.
I love camping. My dad didn't play around like that as much.
That was your job.
Yeah. I was the one who was. We all had pocket knives, and we'd run around in the woods and pocket knife things. Just whatever you could get a pocket knife on and whittle or whatever. It was very dangerous. When I look back, we were hiking in places that you're like, we should not have been hiking on these cliffs and stuff just on our own. And dads were just.
Yeah. Probably not the smartest thing to hand kids a blade. Go knock yourself out.
Yeah. Kickapoo Santee tribe. That was the name of us. And my Indian
What was the name? I'm
name, Kickapoo Santee.
There's a joke there somewhere.
Yeah, we were the Kickapoo Santees, better than the Tetons, which were the best tribe. Obviously, they won things, whatever there was to win. Just different skill sets. We didn't have those. We were the Kickapoo Santee tribe. Do I say Native American name? We were Indian guides. I don't know if it's racially insensitive. It's kind of like, it's definitely like we're pretending to be this native population that was wiped out. But I was Bloody Arrow, and my dad was Broken Bow. So, we were definitely attempting the positive thing that it was borrowing from the native cultures were feathers, and you earned these feathers by in a coup stick, the tradition of the Native Americans. You earned them by memorizing moral code that you would live by, and bravery and things outside that you would do, sort of like when you become a Boy Scout and you get your patches and badges and stuff. But I'm sure we were insulting many ways. There was never any like face paint or anything like that.
Alan, when it comes to travel, what is you are widely traveled. You've done a lot of wonderful, incredible travel. What is something? What is one of the more bizarre or interesting or like a place that left a real impression on you?
We went to Vietnam. We went to, but we didn't go where everybody else goes. It was like we were looking. I think this was our first trip together. Carissa's and my first trip. First of all, I never took vacations. When it was just me, never did it. That's not true. Let me back that up. I rarely took vacations. When it was just me, I would go a lot of times by myself. I went to Australia. I'd go to Australia a lot. I liked Australia. And but when Carissa and I started dating, she's like, let's go to Vietnam and Thailand, and let's go for 3 weeks. This was very hard for me. I did not like it. I was like, we should be working. I don't know what we're doing. Why are we not working? I need to work. I need to get back home. It was hard for me to push through and just try to relax for 3 weeks.
You couldn't make that adjustment to kind of wind down, and
it was hard. On this vacation, we went to North Vietnam, where all of when you think of Vietnam and the bombings and things like that, and like that city was decimated, and then they've built it up since. And the South Vietnam is where a lot of people go, and it's supposedly very lovely. So we went to North Vietnam. Hanoi? Yeah, I believe Hanoi. Hey, computer, did I go to Hanoi?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, we went to the capital of Vietnam, Hanoi. And we were just there for a couple of days. It was great. You eat a lot of soup. But people like make food out on the street, and you're like looking at dead animal bits, and they put them in soups. But they're soups that they've been passed down from generation to generation to generation. So you kind of do soup all the time. You have their soup, have their soup, have their soup, and it's really great. And you sit on little chairs for some reason. Everybody sits on little chairs. I also like that they did in Hanoi. People do haircuts. They just put a chair out on the street, and they just cut people's hair. There's like a pile of hair around it. People just come in, new haircut. No mirror in front of you, no salon, no anything. Just there's your haircut. So we were going north to go see some of the tribes. And like you look at it online, it's like, oh, they're still doing things the way that they did before. And there's still, these ancient ways of making food, and you can go stay in a village, and it all looked very cool. And so we went. And to get there, you had to go on a train. And this was the thing that was kind of shocking. We get to the train, there's the platform, and it's like you're on track 6. It's like, okay, well, there's the 1. This is track 1. How do we get to track 6? They're like, just point across all these tracks, and it's you just drag your suitcase over 1 track, 2 tracks, 3 tracks, 4 tracks. Yeah, you just get to the 6th track. That's going to be your track. And so you're in. You get
Don't
on
stand
this,
on it, stand next to it.
Yeah. We get on this train. There's obviously been some nefarious stuff going on because there aren't enough seats. We had to take it out there and back, and there were never enough seats. People were like, I bought this seat, and other people bought the same seat, and we bought a little room, a berth, and we just locked the door because they were arguing outside about whose berth it was, but it was ours. This thing was a death trap. We are lucky we lived. I looked afterwards online. People die on this thing all the time. I woke up, so it's a nighttime train. You wake up at your destination, and we were almost on our entire side. It was tilted. We were moving at just inching along, and it was because the tracks were so jacked up, and so they have to go real slow so they don't fall off. But because it's such a long train, it could go on these jacked up tracks because it would stay on, but just you had to go over these. I mean, I can only imagine because I was like sliding to one side of the room.
God.
it was scary. And then you get there and it's amazing. You see all these people on mopeds that have like a family of 9 on the moped with like a cord of wood and 2 geese in a cage. It's just like, what? And then when we went to all of these different tribes, there was a lot of Cheetos. It wasn't like they were making food. They were like, there's just a lot of fast food, just Fritos, Cheetos, soft drinks, like junk food. There's a lot of junk food, and they would kind of put on a show that they were for the tourists. Hey, this is how we used to do things.
And this is what you loved? You loved it?
Oh, no, that was just weird. I didn't like it at all. It was awful.
Well, where's the interesting part of like, hey, you won't believe this part of my travel?
Oh, I like the part about the train.
Oh, where you almost died.
Where we almost died. I mean, that's the kind of thing that you're like, oh, wow, I did that. I like that I had the experience of 6. I had to walk in the dark over 6 tracks. That's something I wouldn't have thought of ever having to do from our modern American
safety regulations.
Out the door. It's and there were roaches in our little thing. Carissa is afraid of these things, but like, once you're out in it, and it's you kind of get that feeling of like, wow, there's a different level of survival feel here. She killed it with her hand. Whack, right on the wall. Whack. Killed the roach because she didn't want it crawling on her when we were asleep. Yeah, like we were
extremely capable. I'm not going to lie. When I met Carissa the very first time, full on intimidated.
Really?
And the more I learned about her, the more intimidating she became.
Was it the guns? I tell her to leave those at home.
She has I'm pointing at the biceps.
Yeah,
she does. She had guns. She was svelte. She's athletic. Yeah. She's sharp. She's clever. She's funny. She's fearless. She's talented. And then the more you learn about all her capabilities, she's wildly intimidating. I admitted that to her face.
She took that as a weakness in you. So you should just be careful.
Me.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Where have you gone that you're like, oh wow, this was wild and awesome, and I got to see this.
Here's something I think about this a lot too, because Paris is an amazing city, and
I've been there.
Exactly. It's a city of lights. It's an incredible history.
And it's few bras. Have you noticed this? Carissa and I both noticed when we were there. And I don't know if it was because there was a cool wind that was blowing through and it like suddenly rained, but very few.
The undergarments.
If you didn't want to wear a bra, ain't no thing. Women were not embracing the bra, which as I understand from women, I know one, and maybe even more than one. They're uncomfortable. Anyway, if you're thinking of making. If you're going to Paris and you're like, I don't have room in my suitcase, maybe throw out a couple of bras, make some room for whatever else you need. Go on, Nathan.
Thank you. When you think of Paris, you think of some landmarks such as the Eiffel Tower. Did you know, Alan, that the Eiffel Tower has a basement?
No. What?
Everybody goes to Paris and they're going to see the Eiffel Tower, and they go on up to the top and they look out, and it's phenomenal. And for the time and the technology that they were using to build that thing, it was like ox and carriage. Like there wasn't like heavy machinery to do this stuff. They made it with animals pulling cables. Like it was some of the first uses of steel.
Wow.
There's a fellow who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. Anyway, when I look at the Eiffel Tower, I know that there is a basement because I went there.
What do they do? Why did you? Some people go to the top. You went under it. It seems maybe less thrilling. I mean, it's novel, certainly.
I had been to the top, so it's not like I was missing out. But when you go under there's elevators that will take you up to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Underneath the Eiffel Tower are the mechanisms that operate the elevators. They're pulling water from the river, and they're using water and counterweights, and those elevators are powered by like hydrodynamic systems underneath the Eiffel Tower itself. And I went down there for a little tour, and it's very small. The doors are very small. There's not a lot of headroom. And the guy down there was a maintenance guy who reminded me body type of Stephen Merchant. He had to be 6'6" and slender and wearing these coveralls. and very nice man, very French, and you're looking around. It's like a steampunk dreamland down there because there's all these pipes and big turning wheels and gears and pneumatic pistons and stuff, and it's wild down there. And I said to him, "What happens if?" I pointed something, and I said, "What happens if this thing breaks? This thing right here? What do you do?" And he goes, "Oh, well, the Eiffel Tower repair part shop closed down a long time ago, so we have to make a new one. If something breaks, we have to just fabricate an entirely new piece." And he was just such a nice man and just explained to us how everything works and how they're bringing in the water from the river to power the thing, and it pushes the thing up and pulls that down. And
Wow.
it was just, I loved it because I had no idea it existed. It's just the underworkings of this incredible monument, that the unsung hero of the elevators of the Eiffel Tower.
And Stephen Merchant, you'd think he'd have money, but he's working in the basement of the Eiffel Tower. He put all his money in French bras, and no one bought them. I just want you to know real quick, just a little side note. I wasn't all pervy looking at women's, with the bras. It's just, it had rained and it was the breeze. My wife noticed too. She brought it up. I'm sorry. There's someone there with their hand up. Nathan?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, Alan, do you speak another language?
No, that is Spanish for no. I don't. I wish I did. I do not. I said that cojones was eggs a minute ago. I can't pretend that I know anything. I kind of know a little French. I learned I learned some French in high school, but I did it all wrong. I learned French 1, and I didn't have a good counselor. 9th grade French 1, and then 12th grade French 2. What the heck? I mean, it was the dumbest. So when I go to Paris or go to France, as they say in France, I will pick up on a few words, and I say things that seem to amuse people when I try to speak their language. They're like,
Oh, it's that sound that you make when you see bad acting.
yeah. Exactly. No, do you speak? You speak Canadian, I know, but that sounds a lot like English.
It's pretty darn close. Yes,
Yeah.
It's very, very close. It's a form of English, I think. Well, some might say we pronounce words differently. Some might say more correctly. But
What? Like hosts? Anyway, I'm not going to get into the...
I do speak a little tiny bit of French. I do have a little bit of French that I learned in school. I wish I spoke Spanish.
Then it's that Quebecois French? Is it the Quebecois?
Yes. I have a. If I was to speak French, it would probably be with a Canadian accent that would make the French people of France say,
I try. I got that Duolingo. When we went to Mexico City, and I signed up for Duolingo. I'm like, I'm going to learn this language because I loved Mexico City so much, and I love Spanish. I love the music. I love how the language has a rhythm to it, and the musicality of it. And I was like, I'm going to learn this language. I'm from Texas, for Christ's sake. I should know Spanish. I grew up in a place called Plano, which is plains. I mean, I was born in El Paso. I should learn it, and I didn't. But I paid for Duolingo for a long time, so that was at least that.
Did you get all those text messages? Hey, man, you haven't done a Duolingo in a long time. It's like an ex-girlfriend trying to get back into your life.
I did a different thing where I somehow set up for like automatic payments, and so they kept real quiet because they were just making money.
They didn't want you to notice.
Yeah, I was paying for shit I wasn't doing. I have a lot of those. It's like having a child. It's like having someone. Just all of the things I've signed up for that I don't know where they are now, that are just draining credit cards.
I like knowing this about you. Which reminds me.
Oh,
Alan, let's get to know you better.
I know you and you know me. Let's get to know you better.
What do you got for me?
I don't know if I told you. This was a while ago. Okay, it was for a charity thing.
Oh, boy.
It was a long time ago when I was doing Suburgatory. And it was this interesting thing. It was like haircuts for kids and young people, and I guess other people were there too. But this young man was there, and I was there as an actor on Suburgatory to be part of hey, this afternoon, people are getting their hair cut. we're all just meeting, we're having snacks, and we're just hanging out in LA at a fancy haircut place. And I see this young man with his mother, because he's, like I said, like a 12 years old. And he's got cowboy gear on, and he's got this cowboy hat and cowboy boots, and he's got a belt buckle. And I said, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm from Texas. And I don't know if you know this, but that belt buckle you have there in Texas, you'll see those a lot." He's like, "Yeah?" I said, "Yeah. You know, the bigger the belt buckle, the bigger the badass of cowboy, because those are not just clothing, accessories, they're trophies. If you are in a rodeo or a roping and you win, that's the prize. You get a big belt buckle. So you're showing off how your skills when you're wearing that. And so if you got a big belt buckle, you're a really good cowboy. And you got a pretty big one there."
I didn't know this. I'm fascinated. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. And the kid goes, "I know. I won it at a rodeo."
You dummy.
And he looked so like, "Don't look down at me." And his mom said, "Yeah, he does rodeos. He's really good." Well, that's great.
What's over there?
What did you get a haircut, or what's under that hat? I gotta get freshen this up, little sarsaparilla. I'm out. Excuse myself. I know. I won it at a rodeo. Like, you idiot, was because he was very sweet, nice,
yes,
young man.
An undertone.
He didn't tell me you're an idiot, but it was implied. As a badass rodeo person does. Yeah.
Before you go on, he really let you step in it.
Yeah. There, buckaroo, you sure are a good old roping, rootin', tootin' cowboy. You're embarrassing yourself. I heard actors were stupid, but I didn't realize they were this stupid. Yeah.
Wow, that was a good one. I like that one.
But that is how buckles.
I just learned that. I didn't know that. I think it makes perfect sense. I like this. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Mine is something I think I know you already know this.
Well, then I said, this is something I don't know.
Well, hang on. I want other people to know.
Okay.
I want people to know that we had this experience.
I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna try to find something here I didn't know.
Many years ago, I rented a house, and they said it comes with a cat, and I was not into cats, and this cat was a pain in my ass. Mm-hmm. And eventually, she wore me down and became my best friend, and her name was Dirty Cat. And she was like a Seal Point Siamese. She lived a very, very long time.
Seal Point?
Seal Point Siamese, I was told. It basically like a dark face, dark paws, dark tail, kind of creamy colored with a little bit of stripe in there, kind of like a faded stripe in there. She was a very pretty cat. And again, she turned me around on cats. She really earned my respect, and we became best buddies. When she finally passed, I had her for 10 years. When she finally passed, Alan, this is back in the time when you were into taxidermy. And I had said to you, I said, "Hey, listen, my cat's not long for this world. And when she goes, I'm going to have her stuffed. But I don't think I have the heart to keep her around my house. So I'm going to give her to you." And your face, when I told you this, you lit up. No. Like, and then you went, "Wait, no." And then you had this kind of crisis of consciousness, and like you kind of went, "Oh, I can't do that." But it would be so, like, you kept going back and forth between, like, "Oh, this, no, that's wrong." But it's so neat. But at the same time, no. And I said, "Yeah." And I'm going to have her kind of in a little position where she's kind of curled up, and I'll have a little machine in her that makes her breathe, so it looks like she's alive. And you said, "No, because this is terrible. I don't know that I could do that." Nathan, no. And you pulled out of the whole idea. And then eventually, my cat passed away. And when I was actually honestly kind of finished feeling sad about it, not even finished, but when I was over it a little bit, and I could learn to laugh. I bought a little.
Didn't learn to laugh about it. Yes.
Yeah. When I bought a little stuffed cat doll that it is in a sleeping position and has a battery and a motor in it, and it breathes. So it looks like there's a little cat sleeping there. And I took some Sharpies and whatnot, and I marked it up to make it look kind of like Dirty Cat. And you came over one day, and I said, hey, I have something for you. And I went to the back of the house, and as I started coming out with this, kind of, it's like on a little pillow, I kind of started bringing it out. And from a distance, you look at it, and you went, your face, you didn't know how to react and what to do, and because you'd already pulled out of this, you'd already said no, and you couldn't believe it was happening. But as I got to about 5 feet away, you saw that it was clearly like some sort of stuffed animal toy that I'd painted up. And do you remember this whole?
God, no, event? I don't remember things anymore. That's
you don't
great.
Remember any of that?
I remember the Dirty Cat. What I remember most about Dirty Cat was when she was getting older, and she was very old, that she was paralyzed suddenly one day from like her front two paws back, and you built a thing to carry her around so she could walk on her front two paws, and you could walk her outside. And she was having trouble having bowel movements, and you just squeeze her like a tube of toothpaste, and it worked. I was like, that can't work. It doesn't work like that. Cats don't work like toothpaste. There's a very different mechanism inside, I'm pretty sure, than Crest. But it worked. And then she got better after that, I think. I came home one day, my cat was paralyzed, and my God. I mean, like, your back leg's not working, nothing. She's looking at me and she's dragging herself around. She's peeing where she is, like, poor girl. And so, I concocted a kind of like a diaper harness thing with a handle on it that I could walk her around to her food, to her water, to her litter box. But she couldn't go. And that was straight from the vet. Said, like, squeeze it out of her and it's got to go. And he told you how to do that.
Yeah. What you do for the love of your animal, what you will do. And I, for a couple of weeks, managed with this. I couldn't go very far because I just wouldn't want to be away from my cat because she was, stuck in one spot all the time.
Right.
And then the vet said, we can give her this pill, but it's kind of hard on her kidneys sometimes. I said, there's a pill that'll fix this? I mean, I think if we could ask her, she'd say, yeah, give my kidneys a kick and let's just see if I can walk again. There's a pill. 2 weeks I gave her this pill. She pops up and she's jumping around and she's fine now.
What the hell was this pill? Walk-U-Sol.
I think it was just a steroid. I think she had like a pinched nerve in her back. There was something going on, and they just gave her a steroid and she was fine.
Wow.
She was fine. You could have done that 2 weeks ago. I was pretty upset with my vet at
I'm
that
getting
point.
on steroids. That's great because
she lasted years past that.
Yeah. I hope I never get to the point where Carissa has to squeeze me so I poop. That would just be it's insulting at a certain point.
I would hope that you would hire somebody to take care of that, to keep the magic alive between you and your wife.
I don't know, man.
A device, like the way they make a tube of toothpaste device that you roll and it squeezes it out.
Right.
Maybe we could have like a little roller on you.
Yes. I think, you're married, you get older. Like we married just 10 years ago. So we're through our 40s and now into our 50s. And, you start getting older. You're like, this doesn't work anymore. And this isn't doing anything anymore.
Do you look at each other and go, who's going to have to wipe whose butt here when it comes to it? Like,
we're not quite there yet, but I don't think we'll care.
Start thinking about it, man.
I mean, we don't care. You don't care, man.
Who's going to be first? You got to know who's going to be. Maybe just to put a bet on it.
Well, if I plan it right, I'll be able to take her, and she'll go first. No, I don't know. Everybody argues that. I feel like, I want to be the one to go first. I want to be the one to go first. Who cares? It's meant to be. Whatever happens. I think we're all going to go together. Did I mention that, according to scientists, we don't have much time?
No, you haven't mentioned that.
Yeah. So I have a feeling it's going to be like in a blink. It's just going to happen.
I wish you would have told me sooner. I wish I could have made more plans.
It is a sad thing to say. Oh, sorry, honey. I scared my dog. It's a sad thing to say, but I think you can use that knowledge to enjoy your life and make the most of it. That's what I'm doing.
When it comes to making the most out of your life, I'm going to leave you with this question. We'll wrap up with this little topic here.
Okay.
How much does astrology play into your life? What's your sign?
My sign is not good. I'm a Pisces, which is good. I went to this woman, and it was in Harlem, where I live now. I think about it now. It's wild because it was such a long time ago, and the way I thought about it was different. But I went and had my chart done, and this woman smoked cigarettes, just like chain smoked cigarettes while she talked to me, and she did my chart, and it like took a little while, and she brought it. Went to go visit her, and this is so long ago. She would cassette tape her talk to me, like about it.
Yeah,
she's like,
I remember cassette tapes.
Yeah, she goes, "You're Pisces, but you're Scorpion rising,
Scorpio,
and your moon is in Scorpion."
Scorpio.
And I was dating this girl at the time.
I believe the correct term is Scorpio.
Oh, what was I say? Scorpion? Ah, yeah, Scorpio.
Yeah.
Scorpion's the band.
Yes.
Also the insect.
Arachnid.
She said, as a Pisces, you got to be. Oh, and I used this later. It was so great. She goes, like, as a Pisces, as a fish, you're going to want to lay back. You're going to want to lay back, honey. You're going to lay back and just flow down the stream, but you can't. You got to fight that stream. You can't just lay back and get lazy and enjoy yourself and you got to swim upstream. Now, here's the problem is you're a Scorpio too. And a Scorpio gets to stinging people when they don't get their way. But the problem is you just sting yourself. And you got 2 Scorpios, so you're really going to be trying to sting people and you're just going to hurt yourself, so don't do it. And then she did say, and this will lead into me recommending some more music. She goes, and you're into music. What instrument do you play? I said, I don't play any instruments. She said, oh, I'm sorry. Well, hold on a second. She looks at the thing and she goes, because it's just that you're into music. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I like music. I don't. And at that time, I owned a guitar and I owned a xylophone. I can't explain. Or I can, but I won't. I owned some conga drums. I owned a lot of instruments, but I didn't play any of them. And she's like, baby, you need to start learning to play one of those instruments. Anyway, that was my thing. But if you look up those birthday books, look up your birthday in that book.
Yeah.
Born, I am, it's not a good, but that's tarot cards. It's not, I'm a bad day. It's not good.
Do you cotton to astrology? Do you put any weight into it?
No, I don't seek it out. No. I mean, the one thing that woman did say that day was because she did my girlfriend's at the time, her astrology thing too. And we got done and this girl, it was Jessica. She goes, so are we compatible? Is this a good match, the two of us? And she looks at her chart and she looks at my chart and she's like, no, there's a lot of energy there.
So you wrapped it up.
I don't, no, that's just a lot of energy there.
And you said, well, honey, it's been great.
It's been great. Get out. And she was right. It was way too much. We were not right.
Too much energy.
We enjoyed each other's company, but it was too much. It was too much.
It was there in the stars the whole time.
Yeah. And if only I'd learned to play an instrument, I would.
So you keep telling me that you don't put a lot of cotton into astrology, but at the same time, you're telling me, well, you are into music. You did learn to play a guitar eventually. And she was right about your girlfriend. What does that mean?
I guess I think, sure, it can be true somehow. I don't know. I think there's no way we know. And if we, somehow this kind of works, I think that there are people who can tell you your future and stuff.
I had my charts done one time.
Okay.
By a friend's mom.
Okay. Was it
and
Jules' mom?
No. This is Jules, years before
Jules
I met
State
Jules.
From Firefly. Her mom is really good with the cards.
Okay. So, but this lady did something and I was she said, hey, let's talk about your past, let's talk about your present, let's talk about your future. And the past and present was some kind of on the money that it lends credence to the future part. So it was kind of interesting in that way. And, but at the same time, I'm an Aries. I think my rising house is Pisces. If I remember these things, my moon, I don't know what it is. Do I cotton? Do I put any credence to the No. One of my favorite things to do when someone says, "Oh, read my horoscope," I'll read a different horoscope and then let them go on about, "Oh my God, that's so exactly me. That's so totally me." I was like, "Oh, really?" Because I was reading Gemini. I'll do that. I'm coming.
And everyone out there listening, feel free to do that as well. I think it's good bit. Well, I think, you never know, man, what these things. What do you think about people who can tell your future when you talk to them and they're like,
I don't know that I've ever had a future teller tell me my future fortune.
I bet you can ask your friend Michelle.
Oh, she's got some mediums and stuff. Yeah,
Michelle, your producing partner knows some people, and she could hook you up.
She gave me, for Michelle Chapman, the lovely and talented, who's responsible for this entire podcast. Mm-hmm. She gave me for Christmas a session with an animal psychic. So I'm gonna finally get to the bottom of what's going on with my cat,
Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Do that. I want this. Well, I kind of want this.
I will report back with my results.
Okay, good. Oh, good. Okay, so everybody, he said he's going to report back. We got to hold him to that.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of holding to that, I said that I was going to do music, and I haven't. I haven't continued it.
Oh, yeah. What's Alan listening to?
What are you listening to? The last two that I gave were sort of they had a techno kind of feel to them. So I don't want to do that. I want to, can I highlight, I'm tossed between two things. First of all, I'm somebody who listens to music, who listens to the words a lot. And I listen to the words. I like novelty in my music, which is, can lead me to some weird songs, and I like all kinds of music, but I like the poetry. I think I'm saying that the same thing two different ways. So I'm annoying. I'm the guy that you listen to a song and he goes, "Listen, no, listen. Did you hear when he said this and this and this? Isn't that annoying?" I'm that guy. Like where I'll go, "Listen, you have to listen to the words though."
Okay, so what is the song that you are recommending that we have to listen to the words to?
Okay, I'm going to go with one that probably people know. So this will be for people who don't listen to music and maybe know this song and haven't heard what it says. I'm not going to say all the lyrics. I'm just going to use a sample of it. The song is Graceland by Paul Simon. Paul Simon, one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, this is a great song.
Great song. So, and I've loved this song and haven't, because it's like a cheery song. So it kind of has like a Graceland, Memphis. It's kind of fun. Yeah. But it's about this breakup. It's about him and a kid. It's about him and a child. So, I mean, these all songs have stories. So this is one little section of the song. He says, "She comes back to tell me she's gone, as if I didn't know that." I love that line. Now there's more to it, but come on. A woman, like this is a relationship, somebody in the relationship comes back to tell you she's gone. I've had that where somebody goes, "Didn't you see I left?" And then he says, "As if I didn't know that. As if I didn't know my own bed. As if I'd never noticed the way she brushed her hair from her forehead." Come on! Like that beautiful thing that he's been missing about her. And she said, "Losing love is like a window in your heart. Everybody sees you're blown apart. Everybody sees the wind blow." Oh my God, that is just, that's just beautiful, man. That's just so next level beautiful. Everybody can see you're blown apart. And if you've had your heart broken, everybody can see it. Everybody can see the wind blow. Ooh, we're bounding into Graceland or whatever the next line is. Who cares about the next lines? I'm talking about those lines. Anyway, I want to, and I feel like I need to be putting these on Spotify, even though Spotify doesn't pay their artists, but it's an easy place that everybody can go to that I can be adding to this and creating an Alan's list, or maybe we'll make that available to the people who sign up. You get you'll get
our Patreons. You mean
our Patreon folk? You'll get these songs plus others that are equally novel and beautiful, and I'll reference them throughout. mainly when Nathan and I do it. It was just Nathan and my podcast. When we have a guest, I don't want to bother them too much with my music.
We can always have them prepare a song. What are you listening to? We can always have them do that for the segment.
Oh, I would love that because
Let's do that.
I mean,
world's our oyster, buddy.
I've got so many songs. I've got so many songs that are just and novelty songs that are fun and stupid and funny.
Buddy, I look forward to these chats. What a lovely time I had with you today. Thank you very much for joining me again, as we always do.
Yes, brother. Take care. Let's land this spaceship, or let's
Re-entry.
Thank you for listening to Once We Were Spacemen. If you haven't yet, head over to our Patreon to get bonus content, longer episodes, and the chance to take home some incredible crap. The most amazing crap. The kind that does not smell. And if you love this show, please leave us a review. And tell your friends. Once We Were Spacemen is a Collision 33 production, whatever the hell that is. The show is produced by Michelle Chapman, Siobhan Holman, and Josh Levy of Collision 33. There that is again. I'm sick of it. Production services are done by Rabbit Grin Productions. Why is the rabbit grinning? I don't like it. Our theme music is from the minds of Carlos Sosa and Joshua Moore, and the playing of Fernie and also Rallo. And the artwork is created by Louis Jensen. Until next time.
Kill that owl, please.